The World Series of Poker. What is it? Many have heard of it, but none of you know. This is so dumb. I should be serious for this video. Sorry about that. I didn't see you guys there. Hey guys, today we're going to do a hand history review of every hand I played in the $10,000 entry World Series of Poker main event online that I played about a month ago. If you want to just go straight to the hands, click here. Otherwise, don't be a cuck, because I have some important prefaces. Before we start, I want you to know a couple things. One, I'm an ass. I'm an idiot. I'm not a coach. I'm just a donk luckbox trying to document his gambling journey, and what that's turned into over the course of my channel is getting better at poker, because it's a beatable form of gambling. I did run a bunch of sims, and I asked a bunch of people better than me on a lot of these hands, so it probably will be useful, but just take it for what it is, okay? For those of you who don't know, these are the details of the event. This was the official World Series of Poker main event for 2020, but it ran like a fucking pile of garbage. It was a $10,000 entry. Now, there were two separate tournaments that counted both as the main event, and the winner of each would play each other heads up for the title plus $1 million. There's an international portion held on GG Poker, and this, the US version, held on WSOP.com. Yes, but you should all be playing on America's Card Room. Our leg got 702 entries. First place ended up being $1.5 million. And like I said, in addition to that, we would be playing heads up for another million. So we're playing for $2.5 million on a 10K buy-in freeze-out tournament. The structure was 2 days of online play, December 13th and 14th. And then on December 28th was an in-person final table in Las Vegas. And warning, if you try some of this at home, you may go broke. Let's get into hands. There's enough of a preface. I don't know. All right, so I started off going through these hands super fast. I slowed down in like 6 to 8 minutes. What happened was I tried to record this video like literally 5 times, and every single time I would reach a hand, I would realize I had absolutely no fucking clue what I was talking about. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. So you need to start betting when you're this deep stacked to build it. I don't really have this in me anymore. And would go run a sim or talk to a poker player better than me. Basically, I learned poker in the course of making this video. And so I was just trying to fly through this shit, just be like, whatever, I'm plowing through. So that's the energy you're going to feel in the beginning. But I slow down and whatever. Okay. Pocket fours, fold, boom, bang, bing. Hand number 1, cards are in the air. 8-7 off. See that fold technique? Very great, very great, very great, very great. 9-3 off. Don't ever fucking, even if your mother tells you to, you just tell her, shut up, you stupid fucking whore. I'm not playing 9-3 off at all, ever. 4-3 off. Same thing. Your mom tells you this, you say, get the fuck out of my room, you wretched whore. Just fold. We're playing great so far. 9-8 suited. If your mother tells you to fold this, again, smack her in the face. No disrespect to my mother, rest in peace, I'd never smack you. We can flat this. 3-betting is fine, whatever. Just don't lose all your money, but it's easy not to with hands like this or when you're set mining. You know, it's pretty clear, like on this board, when you have a good hand, and you don't with hands like this. The times that you're really fucked building a pot, even in position, is with like offsuit aces and, you know, offsuit, whatever. Blah. Small bet is good. You don't want to bet big there. 9-7 off. Fold, you know? Again, your aunt, it doesn't matter. Your dad, fucking uncle tells you to play this. You just smack him in the face. If you want to go broke, you can raise this hand. If you want to go broke, you can also raise this hand. Apparently, we do a little bit today. This isn't as bad as opening ace-8 off. This is actually somewhat optional. Bet, fine, whatever. Fuck it. Who cares? Blah, blah, blah. We got more hands to go through. 8-3 off. Smack your mom. 9-3 off. Smack your mom. King Jack suited in the big blind. You should have a little DJ and chunky flopper. We 3-bet. We could just flat. It's fine. Whatever. Who cares? It's a good enough hand. Doesn't really matter. But maybe you don't want to get 4-bet with a hand like that and have to call out of position. In position. You know, position matters in this game. I don't know if you guys know this or not. Ace-7 off. Definitely fold, or if you want to be silly like me, you can 3-bet this. I don't think this is that bad, even though it's not the 3-bet bluffs a lot of robots would include in their ranges, but fuck the robots. 7-3 off. Smack your mother. She tells you to put that in, but she wouldn't. Your mom's cool. King 5 off. Get out. Get out of my fucking house. Queen deuce off. You're a whore. I'm including the pre-flop folds because it helped me a lot seeing them. And when I started to watch hand history review videos, because there were hands I was opening like this that I shouldn't be, and hands I was folding that I should be opening, you know, whatever. Shouldn't open this deep. King jack off is not good. Maybe we're allowed to. I'm just not good enough to stay out of trouble when I flop top pair, so I shouldn't open this. Then once he 3-bets, I should click auto fold, except then I give away tells of how light I'm opening. Then once this other fucking guy calls, I should unplug my motor. I should turn my computer off. But instead, because I'm too amped up, I decide to call. You can't will yourself to get cards in poker. It's not like other competitions where you can will yourself for stuff to happen. This is a result of being too hyped that I just wanted to see a flop. This is just so bad. I don't need to go into this much more, but this is horrible. We're not even live always, even if we hit our queen. He bet into 2 people, and under the gun +1 and under the gun +2 3-bet. Our ranges are both should be very strong and include a bunch of aces. Even when checking back flop, we're just fucked here. I mean, heads up we can peel, but this is absurd. If every variable in the hand, literally, you see my hearing? If every single variable in the hand were different, except for our cards on the board, maybe we could call. Maybe we can get spicy, but we were drawing fucking dead. Like, that's very, 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 very bad. Sorry if you had a piece of me there. We make some good plays coming up, though, too. You know, it's a mix, but here we obviously get to peel and see a flop, multi-way, 6-8 suited. Not to be flop racist, we were looking for a black flop. Sorry, blue, we out. I know the colors are weird on WSOP.com. 10-3 off, smack your mother. 9-5 off, smack your mother. Probably smack your mother. Yeah, 9-3 off, smack your mother. Ace deuce, your mom might say, oh, there's an ace. Smack her. Jack 8 off. Smack your father. Let's not do so much violence to women. You know, I don't condone that type of stuff. I mean, you know, figuratively. Never really smack your mother. No disrespect, mom. 10-3 suited. Smack your mother. This call is good. Don't smack your mom. I mean, it's not good, but it's fine. I'd rather call a hand like this than 10-8 off. I'm folding, but 10-4 suited, I'm calling. 10-3 suited, I'm probably calling. Because of reverse implied odds, we're not looking for a 10, we're looking for a flush, so it's easier to play. You know, you still want to be. Yeah, I don't need to elaborate. I could elaborate, but this video's. You don't know how many times I've tried to record this shit. This hand I ran, I have a bunch of fucking thoughts on it, but I'm gonna just go through. Calling the small blind is good. It's really the only reasonable option, I think. Checking is the only reasonable option. He bets. Check raising. You might think to yourself, Ryan, I'm gonna trap. I want to keep him in with his bluffs. We're way too deep stacked. When you flop a monster like a set, your goal should be to get all their money in by the river. That's not going to happen unless you start building a pot. You hear me? You're not just going to chick, call your way to getting all his chips. So you have to raise. Also, if you think about his range, he has so many hands that he has to bet and then call your check raise with. So you're getting value from hands as bad as King 10 with a backdoor flush draw. So King 10 of diamonds, Queen 10 of diamonds, Queen 10 of clubs. Bunch of shit he has. Jacks, top pairs. He has pocket aces, pocket kings, pocket queens. By jacks, I mean ace jack, you know, queen jack suit, a bunch of shit. So many hands. So we raise correctly and he calls. Now the turn does not do shit for him. Whatever. It does some shit for us a lot of time. Either way, we're supposed to bet big. We can bet 150% pot I gave as a size of my solver. The reason being he has to continue with aces, kings, queens that he has. Ace, jack, and 9s and 10s even have to call sometimes. I played this fine, though. Betting, this is my big size. All good. River, I should bet bigger even again. But it worked out because he might have not called in actuality because he had 6-7 suited. Whatever. We're playing. I like the way I played that, actually, given... Whatever. I think I played that fine in practice. even though I would change my sizes in the future. This hand we play well. We 3-bet, pretty clear 3-bet. Button 4-bets us to 28 big blinds, and yeah, definitely fold. I'm folding even aces there. I'm joking, but that's, you don't want to be calling cold 4-bets out of position with fucking anything. 5 deuce off. Easy fold, smack your mother. 3-3. We're so deep stacked, I don't think I'm capable of clicking fold on this hand. So we call. I couldn't run a sim on this hand because, as you'll later see, we're the two biggest retards at this table. He bets and we raise flop. I don't mind it. He calls. I don't really know. He checks. We bet turn. I don't think we should bet the turn. I think it's a bad bet. I think that I'm too afraid to get bluffed. Whatever. Check, check. And he shows up with a 6-5 off. Confirm for fish. Once, unless maybe he misclicked. Once somebody shows up with opening 6-5 off from early position, you can give them this little skeleton fish, and for sure keep that shit in mind. That's a horrible open. I don't know what he's doing. I played that hand poorly too, but definitely now I'm very aware of this guy's retardedness. Sorry if you're watching the channel, Chris Limon C. Chris, what, I don't know. Chris. Oh, Chris is Limo NYC. Oh, I use your limo service all the time, bro. Sorry to dish you. All right, 3 off. Smack your mother. Jack 10 off in the big blind. So I'm still tilted about that 6-5 offhand. He bets. We 3-bet. This size is fine. And it's not that bad to play a big pot in position against an all but confirmed for trash player. Not the best hand to do it with. Whatever. He calls. We take a flop. I ran the sim on this hand. It's hard to know hard to know our ranges. I know my range, but I am susceptible to doing random shit. He leads. He's not supposed to have any leads, but we're obviously, or to me, obviously going to call flop. Turn, we have to call again. We unblock clubs. He would do this with clubs. He would do this with Broadway draws, I think, a lot of the time. Pocket pairs lower than Jack, he may do this with. The river is obviously very bad because all the hands we were hoping he had, like Queen King, Queen 10, Queen Jack, you know, whatever, all have a pair better than ours now. And then clubs, which we mentioned that we unblock. And then obviously hands that we were already losing to, like any ace. And then once he bets pot, it's like easy fold. Easy fold. You know, even in the big blind, I'm folding this. I think, even though it's so difficult and it seems like you're getting better odds, playing offsuit aces like that, you're just gonna get fucked. In my experience, I've gotten pegged a lot of times with offsuit aces. Couple hands, as you see, smack your mother. Here we have a hand to open. There's a limp and 2 callers. We raise. We could have made it bigger probably. He calls. Call. 4 ways. You don't really, it's not that fun to play 4-way flops. Once he bets, we can easily fold. He has 5s, 3s, 6s, 7s, 8s. Your mom, all in his limp call or raise range. This hand is very, 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 very ridiculous. I think we're tilted about the 5-6 hand and the Jack and our Jack 10 having to fold. So we min click it. This isn't a thing. I don't recommend this. Don't do this. Duck flush calls. He calls. I guess our idea was to isolate a bad player in position. This is just a train wreck, though. I don't even. Like, even when I get there, I shouldn't even bet this size on the river. I'm such a luck box. That was obviously ridiculous. It's not like a hand that I'm gonna necessarily even play. Dude, I don't even know. I'm probably not even opening that if it folds. Well, I mean, clearly I'm opening it if it folds to me if I'm gonna 3-bet, but you know what I mean. I shouldn't be. All right, pocket nines. He limps. We make it 1500. 5x. Fine, whatever. Now there's antes. I don't know. Call. Much like the ace queen offhand, you don't want to go 4 ways, especially not with a hand like nines, which is much harder to play post flop than ace queen off. Flop is ace high. Everybody checks. And the turn. They all check to me, and now I don't think this bet is totally trash, because I think that if one of them had an ace, they're all, except for Chris, probably checking flop with an ace. But on the turn, I would think they would announce basically that they have an ace and want to start getting value. So I think we have the best hand a lot of the time here, but I don't know if we get value from worse is the issue. Once the two of them call, I'm not putting another chip in the pot. I don't even think once one of them calls, if they bet, I would probably fold river even heads up if we were heads up and then they led on the river. I would check back. River's jack, like I said. I mean, he overbets pot. It's easy fold. Ace 10 off. We open a 3x. It's good. It's fine. I mean, probably could fold, whatever. Flop top pair. I asked Danny about this hand. He prefers that we check raise, but he said bet is fine. I think a bet is fine. The reason he was saying this guy's going to see bet more than I thought is because he has more tens in his range, obviously, and he has 6-5 suited and shit like that. That will bet flop that we don't have. It's better for his range than ours, basically, and the big line. But anyway, both players call. Turn is 6 of diamonds. I prefer a check here on the turn. Flop, I would check raise. The turn now, as played, I would just check call if he were to bet again. But we bet a little more than half pot. He calls. And now the river, we have trips. Now I want to get him to call with his like 6x, basically, I'm targeting, that I think would get silly given that he's a 6-5 offsuit guy. I don't know how I'd play this against most players, but knowing that he plays 6-5 off, I don't think he's good enough to fold a 6 or maybe even not good enough to fold a 4. Turns out it's even better news than that. He's not even good enough to fold a 2. All right. Pocket kings in the big blind. He min raises. We're 240 big blinds deep. 3 betting. I don't need to explain why. He 4 bets. This is exciting now. Bit of a decision. We're so deep that it's fine to do either. But a lot of the times in this spot, if you're shallower, you just want to call and play the hand, because once you 5 bet, their range becomes so narrow. Whereas if you flat here, they'll bluff off with a lot of worse hands. It's better to just play with a monster in position. We're so deep and we both have so much maneuverability that I think I correctly 5 bet here. I can even probably maybe 5 bet fold sometimes. I don't know. But what I do is min click it just as an exploit, just to see. Again, this given knowing that he has 6-5 off, knowing that he's done some silly shit. Let's just see how he reacts. I even said at the time, and he goes all in. And this is the classic spot, main event. Would you ever fold kings pre-flop? People ask themselves. And the situations are on the bubble of the main event or like early in day 1 on the main event. I've known my answer for a long time, but obviously the answer is fucking no. He has ace king and we're flipping for a trillion big blinds. I don't really mean flip, you know what I mean. And we went and we're like chip leader at this point. It's pretty exciting. If you were watching the stream, it was a lot of fun. But it's still super early, huge spot. I'm not getting too ahead of myself. This 3 bet is fine. Now we have fold once he 4 bets, even knowing how ridiculous he is. Just no need to waste chips. This is just me being a degen. This is fucking dumb. Shouldn't flat this. I should not call this bet. This is not the flop you're looking for to continue. This is way too loose. 5 is never good here. And we lose to aces. It's probably worth taking note how passively that guy played it. I don't know if I noted it at the time, whatever. King 8 off in the cutoff. Even if it folds us, we're folding. Smack your mother. Queen 6 off. Smack your mother. I don't mean so much violence against your mother. I really don't mean it. 10-6 off. Smack your mother. 8-7 suited. I want to see you flop, bruh. Oh, this guy 3-bet. This guy 4-bet. If he folded, we would take a flop with a hand like this, even out of position, whatever, because it's much like set mining. It's pretty easy to play post flop. I believe in general, much easier than a hand like you know, king queen off or whatever. Not that I would call a 3-bet out of position with it, but I'm just saying for comparison, the raw equity obviously of king queen off is higher than 8-7 suited, but especially out of position, especially this deep, so much easier to play 8-7 suited post flop or pocket threes post flop. You're just not going to get yourself in trouble. They're way better hands to call 3-bets with. I've already said too much. Jack 10 off, smack you, grandpa. Ace 9 suited. Don't smack nobody. Raise. Winning the blinds. It's fine. That's cool. Similar to the 10-5 hand before, you know, suited, I think this is fine. Offsuit 9-7, I'm fucking folding. Suited 9, whatever I'm calling. Not, again, being flop raise, not the color we're looking for. Blah, blah, blah. Smack your mom, queen 3 off. Ace 8 off. Okay, well now we open now that it folded to us. This guy calls. And we flop top 2. This big bet is correct here. They have a bunch of hands, ton of gut shots, bunch of shit. They're going to continue with what they're going to continue with regardless of your size, basically. It's not like the board was, you know, king, deuce, 5. Then if you bet big, they're going to fold their 5s and 2s. But if you bet small, they'd call with their 5s and 2s. On ace 7-8, they're going to call with their 7s and 8s. They're going to call with a bunch of gut shots that they have. They're going to obviously call with any ace. I'm still struggling to identify which are big bet boards and small bet. I'm very not that good at this game. I'm learning and getting better, but whatever. I don't know if this is a correct flat. Probably allowed. Everything's allowed when you're this deep. That's just what I keep saying. I don't know about this flop bet though, dude. Like, I guess this is okay. We have 8s, and I don't think we have 9s because I would bet 9s. I don't know. You don't want to really hear me think these through out loud, but once we're fucking dumb on the flop, if we were being dumb, certainly on this turn, you want to continue to be dumb. And then on the river, now that we have showdown value, we just check back and pray. And our prayers work. Sometimes, a lot of times, prayer works. But you just can't pray for evil things, you know? The poker gods work in really mysterious ways sometimes, but it doesn't take a lot to make them happy. You need to just show them respect. And a lot of you don't. I wouldn't want to give this away, but this is my form of showing Stu and now Mike Sexton, all them respect. I only really talk to Stu. Mike Sexton still is confused by me now that he's a, you know, recently poker god. But I take no offense to it. I'm very whatever. I mean, he's big. He hasn't seen a lot of people in a long time. Like, he's not really dealing with poker situations. I don't think I'm supposed to call this multi-way. This is fucking bad. I'm not even supposed to defend. Like, this is. Wait, let me back up. What am I doing? Don't do this. Don't. This is a fucking fold. 10-8 off is a fold. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Do not call flop. On the turn, We blocked the royal. We should have blasted. No, I'm joking. That was just very bad. Wasted chips. Wasted chips. Fold. We would have flatted, you know, probably. If there was no 3-bet. This is fucking bad too. Like, this is just pretty too wide. Jack 7 suited, maybe you could justify in a D-Gen GTO and like a Maniac GTO framework, I think. But can't make straights. This is too wide. So he bets flop. I think we clearly call flop if we're gonna be this stupid. Turn is good card for us. Yeah, I reckon if he's betting kings, I reckon that this raise is pretty good. I don't think he's betting straight draws, but we want to get value from king X, I guess. Aces. I don't know. He calls. The river, I have no fucking clue why I check back and don't value bet. I mean, I guess because the only king I'm hoping he has is king queen. Like, he either has king jack or king ace, I think, as played. I'm sure this must be my thinking at the time. That he... And he's not going to donk lead those, right? If he rivered 2-pair, or even if he had it on the flop, once I raise the turn, he's not going to spaz out and lead river. So maybe this check back isn't that bad, but we still get value from a ton of shit. He still has... Well, I don't really know. I haven't thought about this hand enough to fucking waste everyone's time with this. I'm surprised he's leading turn with Jack 10 off. Or not betting turn again, whatever, into 2 people. Once we both call, that seems bad on his part. Everyone's just playing like shit. 5-4 off. Fold. Yeah, that's the thing about poker. You can play like shit, and luckily, a lot of the time, there'll be players worse than you. This is a fold pre-flop. This is... It's a fold, and then it's like... I guess if it had a diamond on it, I'd peel, but... I should... If I'm going to be this stupid again, I should probably peel. This is almost like becoming a react video where I react to my own horror. Like criminals watch their own crime. I figured I'd open this. No clue why I'm going back to 2x and not 3x. I bet you I call this 3-bet, although I don't want to. Maybe raise? No. No diamond? Whatever. Oh, we don't have anything to raise. I'm kind of being silly. All right, smack your mom. I don't know why we're back at 2x. This is we should be raising to 3x, and yet again, I don't think this is a raise under the gun. It's not horrible. Like none of these, when I'm saying like what the fuck is it, like I'm being pretty clear on what's atrocious or not, but yeah, fold, fine. Smack your mom, easy fold. Six, 5 off, easy fold. Jack 8 off, easy fold. King 5 off, smack your mother. 6, 7 suited, not an easy fold. No fucking clue why we're going 4x after going 2x. Maybe I'm making up for it the times I didn't go 2x. I don't know. I don't really know. Nobody knows. I think I misclicked on that though, honestly. I like vaguely remember. 10-8 off. Smack your mom. Smack your mom. Just all willy fucking nilly picking sizes here, guys. All willy nilly. I think I should check raise flop. I don't like that I bet flop. Because we don't have to fold. Like, I don't like betting flop. This is check call or check raise. And then if not, we get a free turn with an over and a gut shot. Backdoor flush draw. It's stupid. Especially if we get raised on the flop. Then we're like, yo, what the fuck? Then we have to fold. It's a bad bet on the flop. On the turn, these are the type of hands that have made me take so long to make this video, because I really repeatedly am kicked in the dick with how little I know. The good news is I've won a bracelet already and I have so much to learn, so I can only get better. But this turn bet seems like, what am I repping, you know? And what does this guy have? What is anything? What is life? Bro. 8 deuce off. Full. Fuck your mom. Not fuck your mom. Don't smack. You know what? Don't smack her. Mail me poison. Mail me poison. 10-7 off. I'm not even supposed to have this hand. I should fold this. But I call and we flop well. I ran a sim on this, including my ridiculous shit. Or maybe I didn't. Hold on. All right, so we ran this hand with some weird ass range. 10-7 off. We're really not even supposed to have here. Kind of surprisingly that we fold. But we flop 2 pair. And yeah, we're meant to check raise this, obviously, especially with a diamond. He calls his size. He's supposed to bet bigger on this flop. That really doesn't matter. Whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter for us. So we check raise, and then the flush comes, and I bet small, which usually Sims will have you, like when you check raise and then the flush comes in, you don't blast, but it's a really big ass generalization. But I didn't fuck that hand up, aside from that I shouldn't have been in it. I don't know. I could maybe get ridiculous and call this if it's first late position, but whatever. I don't like look to get ridiculous. It just happens a lot. This I'm never folding. Good. Yo, and sets are good, bro. Check, check. I don't know why we bet big. If we bet small ace highs with ace X of diamonds. Well, I bet you a lot of aces are continuing anyway for this size. I don't know. Fuck it. Who cares? We got other actual hands to analyze. Ace king. We raise. He call. This flop. We bet big, I hope. Good bet size. Good for us. Maybe we can go a little smaller, but it's supposed to be big bet. If you think of it in terms, do we bet big? Do we bet small? Do we check back? We chose bet big. I like. This is correct. Now we back and forth. Oh, willy fucking nilly to min raise. We are definitely going to call and see a flop here, I hope. We do. We do not flop a set, but we have a nothing draw. He bets and we min click. This is one of the cool plays we did. And he folds. That was pretty gangster. That was pretty gangster. Fuck him. He didn't have a jack. That's what I was thinking. Fuck him. Fuck your mother. 4-3 off. Get out of here. I mean, that's like a cool, for all the exploitative trash we do that isn't really a thing. That's a thing we did that's not really a thing that I think is pretty cool. Now we're back to 3x, like a dipshit. Pocket kings. Definitely want to raise more with your better hands and less with your bad hands, guys. That way your opponents won't be able to get reads on you. That's sarcasm. Definitely raise to the same size with all the hands you're going to raise pre-flop. Don't do what I've been doing recently in this hand review. Here, like I said before, your aunt might say to you, your mother might say to you, right, you got an ace. What are you folded for? And then you just go, psh, and smack them. Please don't smack your aunts or mothers. Let me smack him verbally and go, do you know poker, bro? 8-7 off. Folded. See, you guys, if you've been paying attention, we had 8-7 off under the gun before. By now in this hand history review, you already know something you didn't know before starting, that you should fold that under the gun, right? We're all getting better here. Ace-4 off. He raised and he 3-bet, so this is easy fold. Seven-5 off. Once it's opened, easy fold. No way we're putting money unless it folds to us. Da-di-da. Ace-10 off. This guy raises. Good. I'm glad we 3-bet, actually. I expected myself to. It's fine. So earlier I said you don't want to really build giant pots with like offsuit ace X and shit like that. This is a big enough. I don't need to explain this shit. Just you can have some of them in your 3-bet bluff range, and that is a 3-bet bluff. It's not like a 3-bet for value. That's more or less a 3-bet bluff. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't be cuck, you fuck, please listen up. I got a simple way to get your lucky up. So don't fuck me up, it's so easy to do. It's a win for me, it's a win for you. All you gotta do is click like and subscribe, and you'll have good luck till the 5th of July. But if you don't do it, then your whole family will drive off a cliff and they'll probably die. This is a 3-bet. Regular. He calls. I think we played this correct. Flop has 2 hearts. Try board, 3-bet pot. We bet like one third. Move backdoor, not flush draw. Similar to the hand earlier, once the board pairs, we're not doing well. There's no need to bet. We're ahead of the hands we're ahead of, and behind the hands we're behind. I mean, it sounds so stupid, but if our ace high is ever good, it's still good. And if he has a jack or we're behind or some shit, there's just no need to put money in the pot. We're not getting a better hand to fold, really. And I mean, maybe we can get him off pocket fives, but it's not worth it. On the river, he checks, and I think that there's... I hope we check back. I don't think there's any reason to turn our hand into a bluff. Because like I said, we beat some things. But I don't think he's calling a 3-bet calling flop with some random trash. Queen 5 off, fuck your mother. Jack deuce suited. We limp. Mail poison to my fucking house. I don't deserve to play this game. This is bro, I can't believe I streamed this too. People watch me do this shit live. This is so horrible. This is so horrible. How do I analyze this? I'm not supposed to be in this fucking hand. But it goes check, 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 check. Now that there's a 4 flush, come on. Come on, bro. Who do you think we're doing? We're going to take a little stab, and it works out. But I really, I have no clue why I would limp that. Like, this is just a result of being way too hype. Now we're back to 3x. No action. With pocket jacks. 4-7 off. Good fold us. Chalk that up in the perfect column again. 10-8 off. I think this becomes a hand. Yeah. But it's really... The sim is pretty straightforward. We check. He bets. My plan and what the solver says were exactly the same. I basically played this correctly. If he bets small, we call. If he bets big, we fold. With 8 with this hand, we call and then we turn 2 pair. We're supposed to check on the turn for a bunch of reasons that I don't fucking know. Then when the river when the board pairs, the solver wants us to block bet to ensure we get to showdown, or check. We can do a mix. When we check, we're check calling. I think up until like 2/3 pot, which in game I'm too scared to do probably. Especially against this guy who's played some hands that are really good super passively. You know, the solver doesn't always, you don't know. That's a ramble. 6-3 off, fuck your mother. But no disrespect. Sorry guys. Let's do your uncle. 8-7 off. I don't even know how to analyze this hand. I tried to run this, but this is a multi-way hand. We open on the button, which yet again, what's a theme? We shouldn't really do this. We flop 2 pair. I ran a very, 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 very bootleg version of this pot. I'll explain in 1 sec. It goes check, check. We bet. I think, obviously, we're betting our 2 pair. So many worse hands call. This guy raises, and we're obviously not folding. And now the turn is a jack. And he bets. And we just fold, and I think this is too tight. This is not very good. This is I mean, I ran the sim heads up versus the small blinds flatting range, but I gave him no donk leads, so because he's never gonna lead multi-way. Also, well, I wonder if he's more inclined to lead multi-way. I don't want to think out loud while we're making this fucking video, but basically, solver and probably good players would say I should call the turn. Unblock hearts. This is so much like small blind flat range, but I don't fucking know. Jack 10 suited. That's a good hand. Good, at least we're staying at 3x now, it seems, for a little bit. He checks. We bet small. This is a flop you're supposed to bet small on. Good job, us. 8 deuce suited. Get the fuck out. Jack 7 off. Get the fuck out of my fucking house. 5-4. Get out of my fucking mother. 5 deuce suited. I was gonna say not even on my stupidest day do I play that, but I literally limped Jack deuce suited earlier. Jack 6 off. Easy fold. 9 deuce off. So small blind limps and we raise. I don't think this is that bad, actually. Like, it's such a bad fucking hand that even in position, we're not trying to play post flop really. So I think this is, you can do this. Yeah, like this is definitely a thing. It's fine. Believe it or not. For all the loose, ridiculous pre-flop shit I do, that's actually not really one of them.
Make the booty bounce on the dance floor.
Now, he doesn't deserve any applause. He called with King Jack.